Hello and welcome back to Starving Artist Courses, your all-in-one online music education resource. My name is Jouet, and this is week 2 of your drum lesson for Beat It by Michael Jackson. Today we're going to be adding a little bit more flair to the drum beat that we learned last week. If you missed last week's video, you want to go ahead and check that out first because that is the foundation of the entire song for Beat It. So today we're going to add a little bit more, keeping the same components, but it's going to sound really cool, so you don't want to miss out. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so let's jump straight into it. We're going to be still focusing on the hi-hat, the snare, and the kick drum primarily, but we're also going to add in a cymbal today. So we're not using any toms for this song. There's actually no toms at all throughout the entire song. We're just focusing on these pocket parts of the drums, just the main 3, and then we're going to throw in a cymbal, which adds a little bit more dynamics to the tune, okay? So we're going to break this lesson down into 3 small parts. So here's the first part. Building off of last week's, we were doing 8th notes on the hi-hat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We were hitting the snare on the 2 and the 4. And then on the kick, we were doing 2 different things on both measures. On the first measure, we were hitting the kick on the 1 and the 3. And on the second measure, we're hitting the kick on the 1 and the and after 3. So that's how that beat went. That's the groove of the whole song. So we're going to follow that same drum beat and play it a few times, except when we're coming out of that beat, we're going to hit the snare a little differently. We're going to hit the snare on the and after 3 and on the 4. And then we're going to hit the kick on the and after 4 back to the 1. So it's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Again, it's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay? So it's a little easier when we play it through. We're going to play it at 100 beats per minute first. Then remember, we're going to go up to 138 beats per minute, which is the actual BPM of the song. So let's do the first part. It's a little tricky, but I know you guys can do this. We've been building up to this. So let's go ahead and try it out. All right, great job. If you got through that first one, you could definitely play these next 2 parts. So for the next section, we're going to play the exact same drum beat. Nothing's changing, except we're adding in something new to the hi-hat. Now remember, the hi-hat has this clutch here that opens up and puts some space between the top and the bottom. And then you bring it down, you can tighten it, put your foot, and it closes it, okay? That adds some nice texture, some nice dynamics to the songs when you're playing the drums. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna do the exact same thing, but then this time, when we do the and after 4 and hit the kick, that's when we're going to open up the hi-hat on the and after 4, 4 and, it opens up. And then on the 1 on the kick, you're gonna close the hi-hat together. So it's gonna go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then foot on the kick, 1, like that. Okay, so that's how that's gonna go. It's a lot easier when we play it. It's a little tricky, but if we play through it, we can do this, okay? So we're gonna start it slow at 100 beats per minute, work our way up to 138. Let's go ahead and try it out. All right, so now it's time for the grand finale. Third exercise, we're doing the exact same beat again, but instead of on that and after the 4, opening up the hi-hat, we're gonna hit this cymbal right there and then land back on the hi-hat on the 1. So it's gonna go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And when we do that and 1, we're hitting the kick again. So 1 and 2 and 3, snare, snare, kick, kick. And then that first one, the and after the 4, that's when we're hitting the cymbal along with the kick. Same thing, just changing it from the hi-hat over to the cymbal. You can do this. Keep practicing it. Let's try it out right now. Yes, you did it. You got through all 3 exercises, and this was a little tough today. You're learning some tough stuff on the drums, but you pushed through and you are developing as a drummer. Now, this week for homework, as you listen to the song Beat It, try and find those spots where the drummer is hitting and doing the sequence that we just did. It's typically right before he goes into the chorus, so you're gonna pay attention to that, okay? Make sure you start at 100 beats per minute, work your way up to 138. No pressure. If 100 is too fast, slow it down, go to 90, 80. But I think you can do 100. You got this. Work your way up to 138, and then you're playing at the speed of the song. If you're enjoying your drum lessons, please comment below. We want to hear from you. If you have any suggestions or comments or need any support, go ahead and comment as well. And also, if you want to go deeper as a drummer, make sure you go to starvingartistcourses.com/VIP. You want to become a member there. Then you can get one-on-one lessons. You can join the Starving Artist community and connect with all the other students. It's amazing. We offer you some dynamic things, and we don't want you to miss out. And especially related to offerings, we do have something free for you. If you go to starvingartistcourses.com, join our mailing list, we're going to email you something special that's going to help you out with your practice or just whatever your dreams may be. So go ahead and check that out. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Next week, we are going to the next phase of this song, and you don't want to miss anything. So thank you once again for tuning into Starving Artist Courses, and we'll see you next week.